Hey, hi, my name is Paul. I'm going to do a little Fitbit today for us. Biggest concern a lot of people have is not having enough time to work out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simulate something you could perhaps do in the kitchen when you're necessarily cooking a meal, or even perhaps necessarily just waiting around in the kitchen, necessarily maybe kids are necessarily coming down, making lunch, those types of things, or perhaps doing something in the kitchen area. So what I've got with me right now is something easily you can use at home if you want to add weight for this exercise routine. I've got a bag of rice here. This one in particular is about maybe 3/4 filled, and it's probably going to weigh about 10-12 pounds. Other things you can use at home simply could actually be also, you can also use a bag of potatoes, or perhaps if you have any pets at home, even a bag of cat food, dog food, those types of things will also work well with the larger containers. So what I'm going to do is this black bar that I have is going to make my counter, which I'll use in a second. The one thing you can do is before you even get into all this stuff is you just get yourself warmed up. So you can do this for about 30 seconds. So you can just be marching on the spot. Thinking of getting yourself a little bit warm. Get the arms working on a little bit of range of motion. Mind you don't want to just go forwards, you can also go backwards. And then you can really switch up the arms, get a little rotational, really messing up the direction. And you can also do the same backwards. Just thinking of getting yourself a little bit warm, so you can do this 30 seconds to a minute. All our exercises we're going to do today are going to be 10 to 15 repetition. So you don't have to worry about timing it, you don't have to have a timer, you just have to focus on saying I need to do 10 to 15 for each repetition or exercises that I'm completing today. All right, keep marching. We're done about 30 seconds. So again, I've got my, you can see here, bag of rice, about 10-12 pounds. And we're also going to have, pretend this is my counter. So if you use your counter as a support yourself, and what you're going to do is you can have your hands supported on the counter, have your knees slightly bent. Back is going to be fairly straight, 45, but keep your back straight. Don't try to hunch over. Bend, relax the knees slightly. And then you can grab your load, and then you're slowly going to pull it up. With 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. And we're going to aim to do this 10 to 15 times. Slightly bending the knees. Use your counter for support. Nice and relaxed. Controlled pace. 3 more. 2 and 1. I'm going to turn around, but pretend I'm going to get the other side. My counter did not move. And then you're going to proceed to the other side. Relax yourself. Slightly bend the knees. Get a nice position with the back. And then you do that 10 to 15 times. We're just going to do 10 today. There's 2. Three more. 2 and 1. Very nice. So I'm going to get away from my counter. Assuming you turn away, you can grab your bag. You can have it by your center. And all you're going to do is you're going to hold your bag. You can give it a hug if you like. Just sitting back and squatting. Straight through. 10 to 15 times. Think of sitting back. If you have a chair behind you, you can also sit into that chair. I'm doing it without a chair. You can pretend you're sitting back. Want to emphasize with your weight coming back behind you. And pretend you're sitting in a chair. Try not to aim to have your knees go past your toes. And also keep yourself upright, looking straight ahead. So don't bend at the lower back. 3 more. 2 and 1. I'm going to take that bag. You can hold it off at the side. You're going to hold the position sideways or to the side. I'm going to hold it off to the side. You can pretend hand it comes to touch the ground and bring it up overhead. And mind you can do this with or without a load. Four more. 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Keep your back to the side. We're going to do what's called an A-chop or squat. So it's off to one side towards the knee, up overhead, over to the side. Other side and down. So you're working across the body, which is referred to as your frontal plane. Nice and through. Very nice. Mind you can do this with or without the load. I'm doing it with my rice. You can just use your own body weight. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And the next one we'll move on to is diagonal lunge squat. Off to one side and rotate. Bring your ankle with you. Hold on to that bag of rice. Even with that irregular shape of the rice bag or the bag that you're holding, will make it challenging. So I'm going from the right knee to the left shoulder. And then you're going to pivot your toe to the direction that you're going. You're looking straight ahead. 3 more. 2, and 1. Watch on spot for a second. We'll get ready to go the other direction. This time we're going to go from your left knee towards your right shoulder. And pivot your toe in the direction that you're going. 2, 3. Looking good, looking straight ahead. Almost there. 3 more. 2, and 1. All right, you can march it out. And there's a 4 or 5 minute workout you can easily do in the kitchen as you're perhaps preparing a meal, or if you're necessarily waiting for something to cook on the stove. Something quick and easy with minimal equipment, and all you use your own body weight and stuff you have in your kitchen.